Good evening, wet shavers. How y'all doing? You alright, mate? Mike Challoner here again with another shaving video. Purpose of tonight's one is there's been a bit of a discussion recently and a few debates about the merits and the pitfalls of my beloved straight razor, and you know, the pros and cons about using them. And there seems to be a few misconceptions out there that they're like incredibly difficult to use, and I really don't think that they are. I think there's a bigger learning curve with the straight than there is with the DE, and there's strapping and honing to contend with. But in terms of actually using one, once you've got a few basic techniques and methods down, they're not actually a hell of a lot harder than using an aggressive DE, to be perfectly honest with you. So tonight I'm just going to do, I'm not going to call it an instructional video because it's not. I'm not trying to teach anyone how to do anything. I'm just showing you what works for me and just sharing my opinions and views on it. So I've already whipped up some palm olive lather. So I'm going to bang that on, and I've had it sat in the sink for a couple of minutes because I've not done a warm lather for a while, and yeah, I need to do it more often because that's nice. On a nice chilly winter's evening, a nice bit of warm lather on there. And the job's a good one. Just splash on for a minute. I did actually end up using about a quarter of the bloody tub of palm olive though, because I forgot to shake the badger brush off before I put it in my in the scuttle, so I just ended up adding more and more cream, been a bit of a noob error really, and so I ended up using about 10 times as much shaving cream as I normally use. However, it's palm olive, so it's about what? So that's about 150 cream a tube, so I'm not going to beat myself up too much about that. So yeah, that's that one on. Pre-shave, I've used some of the Prince shaving cream, which I've said before from Lush is, whilst it's not great as a non-foaming shaving cream, use it as a pre-shave, it's pretty damn good. For the straight, I'm going to use the Wade & Butcher Restore because to be honest with you, I think I've used one other straight once since I got it, and I was just like, why am I not using the Wade & Butcher, because it's fantastic. Right, a couple of basic things that I need to go with. Again, you don't have to do any of these, but these are things that I've just picked up. I hold the blade like that. Now I'm left-handed, so obviously you're going to be doing it the other way around if you're right-handed, which the majority of you are. I'm going to hold my blade like that when I'm shaving this side of my neck, and instead of holding the blade like that with my right hand and going right-handed, all I do is I hold the blade like that when I'm doing the other side of my face. Like that. Obviously don't flick it up like that, okay? As I go down, I go down that way. I'm going to do it in the down way. I'm going to go down on the other side. I hold it like that. Okay? I might do bits of my sideburn with my right hand. That's about it. Most of the neck and everything else, far more confident. I'd rather stretch my skin and look over a little bit than start using the right hand because I'm really not confident with that. Second thing is stretch your skin. Alright, neck up. Alright, like that. And get as much tension, get your skin as taut as possible. That's the second thing that's the second important tip. Third thing is, with straights, it's all about your angle. Okay? If you're coming in here at like a 45-degree angle like that, you're asking for a bad time. You want maybe 20 degrees going with the grain, 10 degrees across the grain, and 5 degrees against the grain. Very, very light. A lot of people think you don't use any pressure at all. Disagree with that. What you want to do really is you want to use very, very light, steady pressure. I would say, you know when you're looking for, I'm going to top the lather up, you know when you're looking for the end of a sellotape roll? With your thumb. You're not digging your thumb in there, you're not scratching it, but you're definitely flicking it across like that to try and find the edge of the sellotape, just so you can feel the nuances in the tape, and you know you've got a little bit of pressure on there just to feel where the tape goes in. That's about the amount of pressure you want when you're using a straight. So anyway, I'll shut up the gassing and I'll shave and I'll just see and I'll just show you what's going on. Alright guys, so starting off on my neck. 20 degrees. I'm trying to find the edge of the sellotape. Now, I don't know if you can see that, because my iPhone camera will be really trying to focus on that, but you can see all this sort of beard hair that's just formed in the edge of the lather. Alright, so the grip now has become a little bit awkward, so change it round. I'm going to hold my blade like that. Okay, do this part of my neck. Now, again, I don't think grain, going with or against the grain, is as important when you're using a straight. I think you can adapt the angle and change the angle so much that you can actually get away with it. So, unusually for me, going against the grain is down. Now for the first pass, I'm going to go against the grain on here, just on this little bit, but I'm going to do it very, very lightly. And I did that because that offered me the easiest way of getting the optimal angle. Now, if I have a look on there, that is pretty, actually that's really quite close. There's tiny bits that I've missed, but I'll just get them on the next pass. So the next thing is, I always line my sideburns up to where they put on the top of my earlobe. Straight down. Alright, now that's full. So all I do is I fold it over. I've got two clean sides there. Okay, like with the other side burn. Now this is probably the most awkward bit without using my right hand. So, for this bit, I think I'm going to use my right hand. Check the sideburn. And you just go down. Okay. Okay, now to do the cheeks, I do my POB impression. That's my left cheek. That's my right cheek. And then I just do the little bits under my ears. Alright, now that, after one pass, I would argue that that has given me a socially acceptable shave. Now I am going to do another pass, just to touch it up, and make sure I've got everything, but if I went to work tomorrow morning with that, nobody's going to say squat to me. And I'm just going to rinse that face cloth out, and get all the lather out and the beard hair and whatnot. Pop it back on, well, wipe my face down with it. Now I'll do another pass. Now, I don't know how many of you are following my videos or if you've been watching them since the start or whatnot. I got my razors sharpened just after, I think I got my razors back from being sharpened just before Christmas. So I've only been doing this a couple of months. So the fact that you know, people say it's an art, or it takes, you know, months and months and months to get a decent shave from a wet shave, from a straight razor, I would argue that it's not true. I don't shave every day. I think the last time I shaved, it's today's Wednesday, I think I shaved Sunday night or maybe Monday. Alright, so I'm only shaving every other day at, you know, at most. Usually I might go 3 days without between a shave. Just because I don't get that quick of a hair growth and I'm not working in a type of job where I have to shave every single day. as long as we're not going to turn up looking like a Yeti's arse and get away with it. Alright, so I'm just going to give myself another very quick pass. And the other thing as well is I don't always have time to bang my straight out, and sometimes I'll use my double-edged razors because I also enjoy using those. So it's not as if I'm using those exclusively. Right, I'll shut up now and I'll just go, not as quickly as I can because I don't want to rush, but I'm just going to do a sort of quick but efficient shave. Alright, now that bit there, well, that's where you've got to be careful, doing the against the grain pass on the opposite sides of your hand. As I said, the angle can be gotten, you can get at the angle. Without too much effort, if you concentrate. Alright, I'd say that was done. Okay, so I'll tidy my straight razor up later on. I'll just get rid of all the remaining lather and whatnot off the face cloth. Wipe down. Get out my ears. I'm done. Alright. Don't know if you can see that, guys, but it's not BBS, but it's close. It's definitely a damn fine shave. Alright, 2 passes, 7 or 8 minutes, no nicks, no cuts, alright, and that I've gone from being an absolute novice to that in 2 months. Okay, so it does take a little bit of perseverance, but like anything else, alright, if it was dead easy, then we'd never have moved on to cartridge razors and the abominations we've got at the minute. I think if you just take a little bit of time to learn, then it can be even more rewarding than shaving with a double-edged razor. Alright? Not for everyone, and I'm not trying to convert I'm not trying to convert anybody, but I just think it's definitely worth a go. If you've got one and you've had a negative experience with it, bang it out again. Make sure it's shave ready. Bang it out, have another go. Don't be worried about it. Alright? I think everybody's dead paranoid about getting nicks. I nicked myself, I've probably had about half a dozen nicks the whole time I've been doing it. Yeah, they do hurt a little bit, but not the end of the world. You know what I mean? We're grown men. Get a styptic on it. Hurts for about 10 seconds, the bleeding stops, you have a mark on your face for a day or 2, and it goes away. Somebody asks what happened to you, you tell them you cut yourself using a straight razor, they think you're pretty badass. One other thing before I go, the wonderful, the wonderful Chris Dawson, alright, saw that I put some Eton College aftershave, which I've just used, down, and he said, Mike, noticed that you're using TOBS Eton College aftershave when you shave the day. I've got a full bottle of the TOBS cologne that I don't use, would you like it? And I said, are you going to send it to me free of charge and throw in some free razor blades? And he went, yeah, go on then. So I did him a favour and I took it off his hands. No, obviously I'm kidding. massively indebted to Chris Dawson for that. He's very generously passed on some TOBS Eating College aftershave cologne to me, full bottle of it. He's used it maybe 2 or 3 times, just because he said the scent's not for him, which is a testimony to the generosity